Guys, welcome back to the edge of the bubble, where a lot of our instruments like rockets and drones and even larger stuff like a helicite seem to get physically pushed away or malfunction when they make contact with the bubble boundary, and to try and get a better handle on why this is happening, we've invited Preston and his team back to run our next experiment. Preston and his team are going to set up 100 drones in the area and lay a 10 by 10 grid pattern. Then move that in and out of the bubble wall up to 1,000 feet in horizontal stacks, and the drones come equipped with GPS instruments, which let us track all of their movements from launch to the sky and back so that if anything weird affects the drones as they go through the boundary, the data can tell us exactly where it happened and for how long. While Preston's team flies the drones, the rest of the crew will be recording them with specialty cameras and lidar, and they'll also launch a rocket at one point while the drones are flying to see if it can get through the bubble boundary too. And with darkness approaching quickly, everyone gets to work setting up the equipment. All drones are connected with a green light to go, and after a 5 4 3 2 1 countdown, the 100 drones launch into the air, buzzing as they take off, with the center of the formation positioned right over the bubble boundary at the western boundary posts. As the drones reached 250 feet elevation, it became clear that as they transitioned from outside the boundary to inside, they disconnected from the Wi-Fi. And as the swarm rose in elevation and moved back and forth through the bubble boundary, the drones kept losing their Wi-Fi connection only when they passed through the boundary. As soon as they were through it, the connection would come back, every single time, with all 100 drones. At 1,000 feet elevation, the drones started their descent and began showing some pretty big wobble, starting to fall out of formation, suggesting that a signal from the bubble boundary was messing up the drones, and after all drones came back down, the team prepared for the second phase of the experiment. The second phase of the drone experiment was much smaller, with drones set to fly in consecutive pairs in and out of the bubble boundary up to an elevation of 1,000 feet, to see if fewer drones would be able to maintain a more stable Wi-Fi connection, and after another countdown, the first 2 drones took off and climbed past 500 feet and then past 900 feet toward their ceiling of 1,000 feet. As the drones passed through the bubble boundary and the rocket was launched simultaneously, something just zipped right across the sky above Homestead. 2 were moving real fast, and Travis described it as one of the most stunning UAPs he had ever seen, appearing right after the rocket was launched. The remaining drone pairs flew without anything unusual showing up, and the team hoped that whatever the blue orb was, it had been caught on one of the high-speed cameras and would show up after Eric processed it with his Metaframe software, and Pete then shared lidar data from just outside the bubble boundary showing the face of the mesa, the tree line, and Homestead 2 in the trees. The terrestrial laser scanner data showed something strange. The trees appeared to be pushed up in the sky above the Homestead area, and when the team zoomed in, they discovered that the top of a tree was displaced about 60 meters, roughly 200 feet, away from Homestead 2, right where they had seen a blue orb fly from the mesa across Homestead 2 to the trees on the south. Pete's lidar data was split and part of it was displaced about 200 feet away from where it should have appeared, right where Caleb and Travis had seen a UAP during the experiment, and when Eric took the team to the exact time of Pete's lidar scan playing it like a time lapse, a light appeared right over Homestead. 2 right about the time they said it would appear. During that same time there was the lidar anomaly, the light in the sky, and the issues with the drones all correlating together, and though no one knows what that UAP was, where it came from, or where it went, the more experiments the team runs on the barrier of the bubble wall, the more it seems like it could be a real thing, and they are determined to figure it out in the weeks to come.